Draven, I told you I was going to make a video about you. Number one, you're not a woman. Number two, you're not a mom. Number three, you don't have any kids. So, with that being said, you have no idea what you have to go through being a single parent, especially a woman with kids. You have no idea. So if I were you, I would please keep my mouth shut, because I could really get into this with you, because you have no fucking clue. You don't know what it's like. My kids have been bullied all their lives. All of their lives. And the sad part of it is, it still hasn't stopped. You are doing it. You know, you won't let nothing drop because you can't. Because you feel that you're superior. You think you're a god. Well, I'm sorry. You're not God. And he wouldn't let you in there anyway for that reason. You're arrogant. You show a lot of cowardice. So you need to shut up, dude. Because I'll keep after you until you do. Or you apologize, one or the other. Because I don't care if you apologize to me, but you still owe Autumn one for being a dick to her like you have been. Because that apology last night was a total lie. And I know that. It was just to get her off your back. So that's no biggie on that part. But eventually you will have to apologize to her. And like I said, it's going to be a long time and a frozen day in hell before I forgive you. So you might as well be packing your bags and going straight to hell, because it's exactly where you're going to be going. Because I won't forgive you for a long time. And I don't care how hard you try to make up to it eventually, because you will. I know how you are. You always do. But I'm not going to this time around. Just like with Dominic. He got shitty with me one day and blocked, or he deleted me. Didn't tell me why. I didn't make him mad. In fact, I was actually talking to him the night before. And he just asked me if I liked his picture that he drew. And I said, yeah. And then after that, I had to get busy. I had to run a few errands and pay bills. Something I do, you know. As pay money to keep my electric and water on. And pay rent so I have a place to live. I had to get all that stuff done. And then, next thing I know, he deleted me. I asked him why he did it. He said he didn't know. I said, and I told him, I said, the next time you do it, you're going to do it permanently, because I'm not going to keep adding you back. So whenever you and I got into an argument last night, it wasn't long after, he deleted me again. And then we got into it this morning. And then after the argument was over, and you blocked me, which I don't care that you did, he asked for a friend request. Well, see, I'm not stupid. I know he's friends with you. And I think all you did was send him in to be a spy, to see if he's going to talk about him. Well, you know, talk about you. But you know what? You're not worth talking about. No one on this earth is worth talking about. Because that's a waste of my time. You know, I've been doing things in my house. I don't have time to sit here and talk about you all the time. Because you got a big head. Because you think everybody needs to talk about you. Whether it's good or bad. Because you're an attention whore. That's not an attention seeker. That's not what we call them here in my town. We call them attention whores. And that's exactly what you are. You have to have that attention focused on you. You sound like a few other people I know. But, you know, we'll skip that for now. But it's always. You know, I made a video for Damien last night. Like I said, I don't know if you watched it or not. I think you should. Because actually, after he's seen it, he's been quiet. He has not said a word. He's been online, but he's not been making videos or anything like that. Because, like I said, told him that when you're kind to people, that kindness can turn somebody around real quick, and they can be your best buddy. And the thing of it is, what you don't understand, that gives them room to grow. And because you're downing Autumn like you did with those stupid 4 videos, that Dominic did one, Damien did one, and you guys got her down to a point to where her self-esteem dropped to the point she felt useless and worthless. And then to boot, she wanted to commit suicide. Well, I kind of blame you for all that, because you shouldn't have made the videos. And like Zixio said, you weren't calling her out. You were being a downright bully. And that's true. You were bullying and harassing her, because that was one video too many. I could see one and calling her out, but gosh damn, dude. 4? Really? That's pretty fucking crappy on your part. But like I told you, I would do anything to protect my children. And if that means I would literally have to fucking die, like get shot or stabbed or whatever to protect my kids, that's the ultimate sacrifice. Didn't Jesus Christ do that for you, for your sins? You better stop and think about that. You said you believed in him? Well, no, you don't. Because if you did, you would have stopped and thought about it and told Autumn about the copyright thing instead of dogging her like you did. Now, I'm telling you, that's the ultimate sacrifice. And I've been put in a couple positions because of my kids, because people didn't like them because my son's bipolar and my daughter's autistic. And what nobody gets is that I would have died for him. I would have. I wouldn't care. I know where my kids would go. They would go with my sisters. But I tell you right now, I wouldn't hesitate to die for my children. And that's something you don't get about being a fucking single mom. They would do anything to protect their kids. You know, I can't help their dads were losers and they decided not to be in their lives. That's their problem. I tried to initiate things. Zach's dad hid for 11 years. My daughter's dad beat me half to death when I was pregnant with her. Come on now, give me a break. So you want to know something, son? That you'll never make a parent. You will never make a good parent. You never will. Because you don't have any understanding, patience, any kindness in your heart whatsoever. You're rude, crude, and you're arrogant. You think you know everything when you don't know nothing. Like, that's what I said. You don't know anything. You keep saying you know all this. No, you don't. You don't know anything. You don't know what it's like living in the real world, being a parent. You have no clue. And I pray to God that you can never have kids. At least yet. Because you better grow, little boy. You better grow a lot. Get right with God, for one. And secondly, don't ever down me the way when I protect my daughter, because that's what I said a mom is supposed to do. I'm not going to let her take a fall for something she didn't understand. That's bullshit. And I've told you before, if you were my kid and that happened to you, I wouldn't let you take the fall either. But you know what? You're not my kid. So it's too bad on that part. But I stuck up for you enough. But with your attitude that has changed from when Charles Creed started all his bullshit until now, your attitude, your demeanor, your personality has all changed, and you're not the same Draven that you used to be. You are, like I said, mean, hateful, spiteful, arrogant. It takes a lot of cowardice to sit behind a screen of some sort and down somebody to the point they want to commit suicide. Now, I'm telling you, Draven, I mean every word I'm saying. You keep it up, you and I are going to have problems, big problems. I don't mind putting somebody in jail. Ask my husband. I did him. I don't care. I did it because he was a drunken asshole. Called me every name in the book and then tried to get me to sit down with him and then paw at me like an idiot. No thanks. So I threw him in jail. And then before I sent him to jail, I beat the hell out of him. So, you know, he learned his lesson. He learned his lesson the hard way, but it's something he had to learn. I don't put up with nobody's bullshit. I don't care because I don't have to. You know, I've tried to lead a good life for my kids, trying to show them how to live, and you want to come along and try to destroy that in a heartbeat with the rest of them. Don't go there. Because it could be you. It could be you. Where your grandma would toss you out on the street because you pissed her off, and you'd had to survive on your own. You couldn't do it, Draven. You couldn't. I'll tell you why you couldn't. Because you got to have money. You got to have money to live on. And what you make isn't enough to live on. Not out there. I know it's more expensive there than it is in my own hometown. You wouldn't make it. You may get a little help, but it wouldn't be enough for you to make it. So, if I were you, homework time. Treat people with kindness instead of going out after and trying to expose people. The only reason why Draco made that video because he was pissed. He was really, really pissed because I was in tears when he called me. And that's who called me when you went, yeah, something like that, whenever we were talking. That's who I answered the phone to, okay, because he called. I told you, he calls me all the time, and that's something you don't get. That's why I understand him a lot more than you do. It's because he and I talk on the phone all the time. It's an everyday occurrence. There might be a day or so that we don't talk because I'm busy or he's busy and we can't be on the phone, but he's usually not online because I check. And if he does get online and make a video, I bitch at him all the time. If you don't believe me, ask him. He'll tell you. I gripe at him all the time. But I'm just like he told his mom. I'm his online mom. And she thought that was nice for me being like that. Because I let him have it too. She not only does she get onto him, she has gotten onto him, but I've gotten onto him a lot. And I've told her that. Because I don't want to see him getting in trouble. Same with you, fool. I don't want to see you getting in trouble either. But you want to take it upon yourself to have the arrogancy that you think you're better than everybody else and that you know all. And if you knew all, you would be God. And that would be a scary thought. I would not want you to be God. We wouldn't even be on this earth if you were God. And that's truth. Because all the people you couldn't deal with, you get rid of them. Okay, I'm going to bring up another subject while we're talking about kids. What would you have done if you were living in Ukraine and your baby was killed by a bomb? Honestly, because that's what happened. 3 of them were killed. 3 kids. Probably more by now. But because of all the bombings, 3 kids got killed. And you know something? I feel for those people. You know why? Because I'm a mom. And because if I lost one of my kids like that or lost my kids in any way, shape, or form, that would just drive me over the fucking edge. And see, you don't understand that because you are not a parent. Until you become one, it's better to keep your mouth shut if you don't know something. Just like a CPS worker got pissed off at a girl downstairs that lived below me. She was throwing a fit over her kid. And I asked that girl, I said, do you have kids? And she said, no, I can't have any. And I said, good, because you don't need any of the way you're treating people. Yeah, I made her cry. I didn't care because she did. She hurt that girl's feelings. And I wasn't going to stand there and tolerate that. So I asked her. You know, that's why they like to put workers in there that don't have kids because it makes it easier for them to get by with taking kids away from their families. And that's truth. And here in my state, they sell them. And that's truth too. So, you know something, that's something you don't get. You know, you have no idea what it's like to be a parent. And like what's over in Ukraine, just think, if they keep bombing the same places over and over, those people aren't even not going to have any bodies left to bury. And that's even worse because they would want to say their final goodbyes to their kids. And unfortunately, they wouldn't be able to. So, Draven, I'm giving you some homework. Look up parenting. Look up what it's like to be a single mom and what single moms have to go through. Just like with Autumn, we had an incident 2 weeks ago, and this is no joke. I was at the cashier's standing there in front of the cashier, and she was ringing up my stuff. And Autumn said she had to go to the bathroom. Well, the bathroom was like right across the hallway. 2 guys that were not from this country decided to try to follow her in the bathroom. I had like $100 or so in my hand. I just dropped it all and I ran over there. And the guy knocked on the bathroom door. And the other one came running out because Autumn had just walked in and I didn't know he was in there. And he came running out and they hurried up and left. So you see, something bad could have really happened right there. And unfortunately, or fortunately, I was there and seeing what was going on. And I ran after him. I didn't care if I would have lost that money. I wouldn't have gave a shit. Yeah, I needed it for our bills. But you know what? I wouldn't have cared if I lost it. Because she's more important than money. She's more important than anything. And you picking on her like you did, that's the reason why I stuck up for her. You know, you dogged her to that point to where she wanted to commit suicide. She already had one bad incident a couple weeks ago. She didn't need no more from you.